Ilia Topuria has made his intentions clear. If he defeats Charles Oliveira and becomes the new UFC lightweight champion, he won't be handing out title shots like candy, especially not to Islam Makhachev if Islam loses to Jack Della Maddalena and decides to drop back down to lightweight. Ilia bluntly said, "If he loses, I'll give him nothing. Let him get in line." It's not just Islam on his no-fight list. Ilia has no plans to defend the belt against Arman Tsarukyan either, who happens to be the official backup for the fight. Ilia doesn't see Armand as a worthy contender. He said, "They're not going to give Armand an immediate shot. I'm not giving it to him. I don't think he deserves it." Ilia reflected on how the UFC once made him move up a division due to weight issues, clean up his mistakes, and then prove himself again. Why should Arman get an opportunity? I had to earn the hard way. Meanwhile, UFC is pushing out new fight announcements. Johnny Walker will face Yang Ming at UFC Shanghai on August 23. Walker is trying to recover from back-to-back knockouts, one from Magomed Ankalaev and the other from Volkan Oezdemir. Ming, on the other hand, is on fire. He's riding a 12-fight win streak, most recently finishing Anthony Smith in the first round. Also on the same card, Aljamain Sterling is set to fight Brian Ortega. Sterling is coming off a unanimous decision loss to Movsar Evloev. Ortega, too, is bouncing back from a loss to Diego Lopes. Both fighters have a point to prove. Another exciting match has been booked, Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez at UFC 318 on July 19. Holland is riding a 2-fight win streak, his latest being a second-round submission over Vicente Luque. D-Rod isn't far behind with 2 wins himself, the latest being a third-round TKO over Santiago Ponzinibbio. Now, let's talk heavyweights. With John Jones officially retired, Tom Aspinall is now the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion. Tom says he's hungry to make up for lost time. On the podcast Diary of a CEO, he said, "I'm hoping to fight twice this year. I've already wasted enough time sitting out." He's determined to get a fight booked soon and wants to fight again by the end of the year, provided he stays injury-free. It looks like his next opponent could be Cyril Gane. Gane mentioned that his manager recently spoke with Hunter Campbell, and they believe he's next in line to face Tom for the title. As for Charles Oliveira, he's feeling confident ahead of his bout with Ilia Topuria. He's determined to reclaim the lightweight title. Ilia thinks the fight will be intense and quick. He said, "I'll finish Charles in 2 to 3 minutes." But Charles isn't changing his style. He plans to stay aggressive and move forward just like he always does.
How was you good? It's enormous, and when I talk about legacy, that's what I'm talking about. To fight for a title, and an opportunity to even increase this legacy.
Simplesmente seu.
Just simply be myself. It's always just push forward, charge forward, or walk forward. That's what I do. It's just be myself and do that. I've worked a lot to become a champion, to be a champion, and I'm sure I'm going to be a champion again.
Com certeza algo gigante.
Of course, enormous, because the UFC always puts people, I mean, if they want to show what they came here for, they put me in front of them, and I just keep doing what I do. As I said, I respect them a lot, but is my story, is my legacy, that I'm the one that can do. I came into the UFC to make history. I am illuminated. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to be a champion again. I'm going to become.
Dustin Poirier has also shared his thoughts. He believes Ilia will likely beat Charles this weekend. Dustin, who lost Charles via rear naked choke in 2021, thinks Charles takes too many punches. Talking to MMA Junkie, Dustin said, "Yeah, I caught some heat online for saying it, but I just think Ilia's going to win. Charles gets hit a lot and Ilia is confident in his jiu-jitsu." Dustin broke it down. When guys hurt Charles, they usually back off, but he thinks Ilia won't hesitate. If he drops Charles, he'll follow him to the ground and try to finish the fight there. When guys go into Charles's guard and aren't scared to play jiu-jitsu with him, he starts to break a little, Dustin explained. He added that Charles needs to fight smart, just like he did against Dustin. He was either all the way in with clinches and body locks, or all the way out using long kicks. He never stayed in that dangerous boxing range. Dustin warned Charles not to trade punches in close quarters with a heavy hitter like Ilia. Instead, Charles should try to clinch, get behind him, and use his length to find the back. If Charles gets someone's back, he can finish anyone. Gilbert Burns also chimed in, analyzing the fight between Renato Moicano and Beneil Dariush. He thinks their grappling will cancel each other out, turning the bout into a striking battle. For Burns, it'll all come down to who gets the first knockdown.
Boxing match. If Beneil Dariush knock down Moicano, it's going to be hard for Moicano to get out, because those guys have good jiu-jitsu, good ground and pound. Best case scenario for Beneil is that knockdown Moicano, be on top, control, maybe a little jiu-jitsu, but control, win that round, control, maybe try to get a finish. But then we go to the other side. Moicano, best scenario is to knock out Beneil, and it can happen. And Moicano on top, Moicano ground and pound, he's so much better that Moicano can get a TKO finish if he does apply a knockdown. So that's how the fight goes. I think best scenario for both guys to knock down each other. But then we go back to the fights. Whoever beat Beneil last couple fights was just freaking Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. Other than that, he been looking very, very good.
Right.
If we go back in the days, we got the knockout that he lost to Alexander Hernandez. We got a couple other guys.
He's also been hurt in some fights.
He's been hurt.
What was that iconic Beneil Dariush fight?
Drakkar Close.
Yes, Drakkar Close.
But then he came back. You know, he got hurt and he came back.
I always remember it's the Joe Rogan meme face.
Islam Makhachev has made a big decision. He's moving up to the welterweight division to fight Jack Della Maddalena for the title. He knows it's a tough matchup. Speaking with MMA Junkie, Islam explained his reasoning. Right now is the best time. I was waiting for Arman Tsarukyan, but he pulled out. No other exciting fights in my division. He's inspired by the challenge Jack presents. Jack is a really good fighter. It's the kind of fight that makes me want to wake up early and train hard every day. Islam also mentioned a conversation with Hunter Campbell. We talk about fighting the winner of Jack vs. Belal. Even though Belal is my friend, this is sport. We'll shake hands and fight, then respect each other after. Islam revealed that after his last fight in LA at UFC 311, Hunter came to his locker room and told him the time was right. Just say the word if you want to move up. Islam doesn't want to sit on the lightweight belt without defending it for more than a year. Ramadan's coming up and the timing works out. It's going to be a hard fight. Jack's improved a lot, especially in wrestling. He trains with great grapplers, and that's why he's the champ now. We'll find out who the best in the world really is. In other fight news, Kai Kara-France is gearing up to challenge Alexandre Pantoja for the flyweight title at UFC 317. Kai knows it'll be a war, but he's aiming to be the first to knock out Pantoja in the UFC.
Dogfight, I'm expecting a 5-round war. You know, he's one of the best guys in the division, and he's been at the top for years. But I'm ready for it. Whatever he's bringing, we'll have an answer for. But I'm not taking a back step. The thing is, for this fight, I'm coming straight forward and I'm staying in the fire. And you know, on paper, people are saying, you know, he's going to just try to get you to the ground. But I've got one of the best takedown defenses in this flyweight division. And I've got 12 knockouts on my record, so I can finish the fight. It's just finding my targets, finding my shots, being patient, and I want to be the first one to knock Pantoja out in the
UFC legend George St. Pierre recently weighed in on the state of UFC's star power. GSP acknowledged that the promotion does have stars, but with big names like Sean O'Malley, Israel Adesanya, and Alex Pereira suffering recent losses, things are looking tough. It's not great for the UFC when their stars lose, he said. He pointed out that Conor McGregor is a unique case. Love him or hate him, you couldn't ignore him, he was special. GSP added that trying to replicate what Conor did is nearly impossible. Records are meant to be broken, but right now, nobody's doing what Conor did. He emphasized that in MMA, unlike boxing, champions don't get to choose easy opponents. When you're champ, you face the #1 contender. That's how it was in my time, and that's how it should be now. Ilia Topuria recently had a run-in with Charles Oliveira. He posted a clip of the moment on X and wrote, "That's how our sport is. It's never personal. Everyone's just fighting for their dreams." Magomed Ankalaev also stirred the pot recently. He hinted that he'll be fighting Alex Pereira in October. After Khalil Rountree's win over Jamahal Hill, Magomed wasn't impressed. He posted, "Your daddy is next. Alex Bumtree, take a seat. Terrible fight." Then he added, "October, I will close the page and this guy's career. No mercy." And now, the wildest story of all. Remember Liver King, the guy who used to eat raw liver and organs on social media while claiming to be all natural? Well, he's back in the news, and not in a good way. He was arrested yesterday for making threats toward Joe Rogan. And yes, he posted the entire ordeal on Instagram. To give you some context, Liver King has been angry with Joe Rogan for a while. Joe never believed his natural lifestyle. In fact, He'd been calling him out for using PEDs long before Liver King got exposed. Joe hasn't publicly responded to the latest events, but it looks like he may have filed a restraining order against Liver King. In a recent video posted online, Liver King revealed he's now wearing an ankle monitor following his arrest. And that wraps up all the chaos for now, from title fights and call-outs to crazy arrests. It's been a wild ride.